who believe that there is a shift in consciousness coming, and that the next millennium is going to see something totally different. And heaven only knows that we definitely need a shift and something very different.
Yeah, and that's exactly what my novel deals with. The heroine of the novel, Ravi, she's an economist, and she actually gets the Nobel Prize for economics. And then when she's giving her big auspicious speech at the Oxford Debate Club, all of a sudden she starts getting like rattled apart by this vibration, and it's like she can't give her prepared speech, and she starts just speaking from the heart about this need, just like you were saying right now, this desperate need for humanity to begin to see itself in a different way. And she gives this speech, and it just scares the heck out of her sister, because her sister's kind of her manager that helped her prepare the speech, and real practical, you know, down to earth. Rachel is her name. And anyway, it really terrifies Rachel, because Ravi goes off in this huge, vast vision of possibility for the whole of humanity, you know, way beyond economics. And but some people in the media like it, and she just starts taking off in this kind of meteoric, unofficial national leader. Rocking the status quo.
Right, because people were aligning themselves with her. People were relating to what she was saying, and the powers that be could see that this was dangerous, because here was this charismatic speaker speaking to people who were resonating. What she was saying was resonating within them, and yeah, that was pretty powerful.
As I said in the beginning, I've read a lot of spiritual books, but I've never seen one wrap the spirituality wrapped by such a dramatic story. This, you don't have to be a seeker of spiritual truth to gain from this book, because you're going to like it as a novel. It's such a good novel. I'm not diminishing the power of the spirituality, understand. I'm just talking about it literarily. I couldn't say Vietnamization, but I can say literarily.
His lovely girlfriend Sarah has also been helping out, and I really want to thank you, Sarah. And so many others, you know, Julie and so many other folks. I just would like to name everybody, but I'm going to keep things rolling here. And so I'm going to quickly introduce the panel. And I'm going to start here with Jill Dutton. Jill Dutton is the publisher of Evolving Magazine. And Evolving Magazine is a real treasure in the Kansas City metro area. You've probably seen it in the different restaurants and places that do health places, natural health places, so on and so forth. But it's just a real treasure of information about natural health and you know, leading a conscious life. And Jill was one of the preview readers. She was one of the first people that I asked to preview read the novel. And so it was really meaningful to me when I got that the publisher of Evolving Magazine to write a wrote for it. And next I want to introduce Sharon Lockhart. Some of you heard the interview that I did with Sharon on KKFI on her program on KKFA called Every Woman Program. And it's just a brilliant program. There's so many amazing things that you learn when you tune into that program on Saturday afternoons on KKFI. And what's that phone number for?
90.1.
90.1. And I remember a couple of weeks ago I was listening to a program about, what was it called, Fun Movement or something like that? And
Interplay.
Interplay. And it was about getting movement into schools and businesses and how profoundly that can improve health. And so, you know, being a Tai Chi teacher, that was just a fascinating program. So I encourage everybody to tune into Evolving Woman. And then Reverend Nathaniel Halen, Nate, my friend, sitting next to me. We've been friends for so long and done Tai Chi together many times. And I was just so thrilled when I found out that Nate was a Lutheran minister, because I was raised in the Lutheran church. And so the book has a real ecumenical quality to it. And so I asked Nate if he would do an invocation of this event, and also to kind of launch the book, because I just thought that was just, it would be so meaningful for me. So if there's any agnostics or atheists in my book, you'll see I completely honor your position. So just enjoy, you know, a moment of silence as we're doing that. And we've also got another rare local treasure here, which is Christopher Kreiner. And I've known Chris for years, but I didn't fully know Chris. And Chris he's a recording artist. He's a scholar of ancient chants, ancient spiritual chants, and he's studied them for years. And he's also a great musician, so he's able to actually perform these things. And he actually has a Sufi chant recording that he did called Bismillah, which is used by Sufi dancers all over the world. And Sufism is kind of like a Islamic form of Tai Chi. It's a mystical form of Islam. And so I'll talk more about Chris and the chants that he's going to do in a moment. And then I wanted to thank Dr. Richard Yenny. And Dr. Yenny, if you just give everybody a wave there, I want everybody to know, a brilliant man. Dr. Yenny was in the service during World War II and worked as an interpreter. And he was injured in a judo match, and spent a lot of time in the hospital, and correct me if I get any of this wrong, Richard, but I remember you telling me this at lunch one time, and to no avail. He wasn't getting well. And so his karate teacher said, you want me to bring in my acupuncturist? And he said, yeah, bring in whatever. And so he brought him in, and I think, like the next day or that afternoon or something, I mean, very quickly, he was up and moving again. And so he decided, I'm going to learn how to do this. And so he became an acupuncturist many years ago, and he has trained thousands and thousands of acupuncturists all over the world. And he's been a real healing force for many, many people. If you ever go see him, just talk to the people in the waiting room, and you'll hear some amazing stories. He's just a brilliant individual. I'm so looking forward to your comments on the novel because we've chatted a little bit about it. So thank you, Richard. Thanks so much for everything. And now, Angela, my wife, I asked Angela to be on the panel for a couple of reasons. One is because everything in that book that they will put in there, all these years, 5 years of work, which is very stressful economically when your spouse is spending so much time on something that doesn't pay a dime, and she endured that because she's the business management person in the family, and so she's the one who understands the economics and all that stuff, and so it was especially terrifying for her to go through this journey. But the other thing is Angela was also the first editor of the book, and I'll get to the second editor in a second. And so every chapter, as I finished it, I would pass it to Angela, and then I would sit there and stare at her while she read it.
And I dare say if anybody would read his book with no title, after having read it, ask that person, if you were assigned the job of giving a title, a name to this book, what would it be? And the answer, I'm sure, with most people would be, well, there's an awakening, a worldwide awakening of the fact that man is reaching a crossroad whereby truly we're coming into an age of mindfulness with love and compassion and the true desire to help others, or self-destruction. I had read every word of this book. I couldn't lay it down. I read your whole book of 5 years of work, Bill, in a day and a half. And truly, this book is an awakening. And it's a solution to so many of the global problems we have. Thank you for writing it.
Thank you.